Oh. These experiments were designed to increase my appeal, my mass appeal during the holiday seasons. My dislike for holidays and the month of December in general has led the engineers to find other means of reaching the appeal necessary to sustain myself during this time of the year. They have assured me that this is only a temporary change, but I would like to remind you all that I am still the Empress, and I will still have absolute respect and authority. That being said, I'm not entirely feeling the best, but I have a job to do. It's still November and you still need codes. So give me a moment to put myself together and we'll get started with the final codes for this year's Nonstop Nut November. I can definitely see this making for useful camouflage, but it's still rather annoying to not anticipate this sort of thing. The engineers have, of course, assured me that this change is only temporary, but, well, let's just try to make the most of it. So, for the final day's codes, because my plans got so unbelievably skewed off what I wanted them to be, I'll go ahead and let you know that this set of codes will be the only set that follows a theme. There was an unreleased outfit that I didn't have the time or chance to reveal to YouTube. Some people might already know what it is, but for the most part, I think it's been kept relative secret. So go ahead and see if you can guess what the theme is down in the comments below. The first code is 238759. That's 238759. Now, this one is about someone who doesn't understand their position. They're very rough and need to learn to be more gentle when they're dealing with a superior. I won't go into too many details as to what type of superior this is, but I imagine that if you read it, you'll understand what I'm talking about very quickly. The second code for today is 409378. That's 409378. This one is about a tourist who's visiting a faraway land. He gets separated from his guide and ends up very dizzy, not used to the different terrain. But as night falls, he's rescued and even given a bit of a blessing for extra luck. Very, very lucky for him. Anybody else would have probably died. The final code for this year is 103981. That's 103981. And this one is about the guardian of a dungeon or temple or something like that, encountering an explorer. But rather than settling things through violence, they find other ways to communicate and decide that it's best for both parties if they try and make peace instead of war. The explorer even gets treasure, something like it. I would certainly call it a treasure, but I guess it depends on who you ask. Now, last year's Nonstop Nut November, I forget which day, but I actually did a double feature. Essentially, one of the days I did 6 codes instead of 3. But because of how difficult it was to find quality codes that worked for these purposes, I decided that I wasn't going to do that. Until now. Yep, this last minute, I decided that, you know what? If I need to appeal to a mass audience and get in the holiday spirit of things, I'll give you 3 additional codes before we put the closing cap on this year's Triple N. If this doesn't do the trick, honestly, I have absolutely no idea what will. So this time for real, let's get started on the last 3 codes. Let's start with 429846. That's 429846. Now, I feel like I have to put a very, very large warning on this code. This one is not for the faint of heart. I don't have the energy to hold my punches back anymore, so do your due diligence and make sure that you're taking a look at everything properly before you just blindly go and read it. This one is about two good friends, one of which shows up with a very mysterious mark on her face. Put 2 and 2 together. Don't be an idiot. He claims to have a good enough reason for this. He's got a bad heart and can't afford the medical bills, but by the end of it, everybody has their problem solved, and everybody gets what they deserved. That's all I'm going to say about that. The next code is 304256. That's 304256. And this one is about a lonely boy and his, I suppose she would be, ex-aunt, aunt once removed, who comes to live with him and his grandma. They're both relatively lonely people. When he was younger, a swimming incident left him relatively traumatized, and her breakup didn't go so very well, so they're both very reserved, soft-spoken type of people who slowly start to open up to one another as she helps him get over his fear of dunking his head in water. This one actually turned out to be relatively wholesome and quite a good read. I recommend this one. And the final code of 2022 is 184840. That's 184840. And this one is about 2 childhood friends, and a reminder that sometimes friendship doesn't always look friendly. She was always bigger than him and wanted to make sure that he knew it, so she would push him around and take advantage of him constantly as they grew older. But she always meant well and really does care for the boy quite a bit. And it wasn't until they both, I guess, fully matured that they were both able to express it to one another. But that is going to do it for all of the codes this year. I'm not entirely sure if we're going to be doing this next year, but we'll cross that bridge when we come to it. Let me know what you think of the final 6 codes down in the comments below. And yeah, let's have a little bit of a chat. Because I did say that this episode was going to be longer, and I meant it. As we move into December, a lot of people are going to be getting ready to celebrate Christmas and the holidays in general with their family and friends and loved ones and stuff. And for most people, the vast majority of them, this is seen as a relative positive thing. But for people who aren't so social, for people who have not so good relationships with their family, this time of year is very, or can be very, very stressful. I'm kind of one of those people who definitely does not enjoy this sort of thing. And everybody has their different ways of handling it. But I want to let you know that it's all right if you're struggling to get into a festive mood. Society kind of comes down on you hard as with this sort of expectations that you're supposed to be happy, that you're supposed to be this and you're supposed to do this and that, and it's like it's not the case. Just be aware that the people who are quote unquote jolly aren't trying to throw it in your face. And you don't need to feel guilty about not wanting to participate in whatever ridiculous traditions society is pushing on you. So just keep that in mind as December rolls around, and if you can't find peace, hey, come to my channel. There are other ways to have fun. Fun isn't something that should be seasonal or relegated to days on a calendar. I think that Nonstop November is proof of that. At least that's what I like to hope. Also, if you are spending time with your family and stuff, just be aware that not everyone is as lucky as you when it comes to, social interactions and things. So just try to be sensitive about it. But that's it. I'm getting off my high horse now. I'm going to get out of the cold and get ready for December. Expect to see a whole lot more of me in whatever this is. And yeah, I don't have any specific plans for December just yet, but I will be streaming on Pomp whenever I get the chance and whenever the mood strikes me. And I have some other announcements coming up very, very soon, so I hope that you're all excited for that. If you're not used to my new look, don't worry, it's not permanent. It had better not be permanent. And yeah, I'll see you all later. Thank you for watching. Oh, right, I almost forgot. If you missed out on one of the days of Triple N, don't worry. The rules aren't so strict as the normie Triple N. All you have to do is go back and go through each and every day to make sure that you didn't miss any. You won't have a streak, of course, but you will still have participated as long as you've used at least one code every day. Even if it's a code that I didn't post on the video. It's not what you use, it's the fact that you used it. That's what's important. Alright, that's honestly enough talking for me. I'll see you all later.